What are you even thinking about acting this way? And so, we'll let nature take its course. And it did. Naboth was stoned to death. And then, after having completed this, Jezebel came in. Look here, everything's fine, everything's going good. So, we want to know, well, what about Naboth? He could have avoided all of this if he had just given to the king. I mean, a fair amount of silver, a better vineyard. But here's why. Numbers 6, 7, and 9. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. See, Naboth was following God, whereas Ahab obviously following evil. Furthermore, Ezekiel 16:18. These are all King James versions. Moreover, the prince shall not take of the people's inheritance by oppression, to thrust them out of their possessions, but he shall give his son's inheritance out of his own possession, scattered every man from his possession. So again, we see what's happening here. That's why Naboth did not want to give over the inheritance of his father, because by Scripture it was forbidden. And of course, Ahab, what cared he? So, Ahab killed. You say, well, wait a minute, it was the people that stoned Naboth. Yes, but it was under his auspices. And any time, even today, you have guidance over a certain area, certain people, you have authority. If they do something bad, it comes back on you. And if you don't think that's true, ask some of the people who are bosses here, who have positions of authority. You know that's true because it's going to go right back to you. So, what do? We recognize Ahab for what he was. And he not just was passively guilty, he was guilty of more than that. Because when the Lord hears about this, he gets Elijah the Tishbite and says to him, and this is in 1 Kings that is on, and of course we know that eventually Ahab's going to end up this way. And so the Lord knows, well, he's not coming down. Chapter 18 says, because they're impressed, the Lord is the God. Not just once, they said it again, the Lord is God. And they take the 450 prophets, Brook of Kidron, and they are all slain. Now, Ahab hears about this, outraged, of course, but what does he do? Does he go to his men? Does he go to his advisors? No, he goes to Jezebel. And Jezebel says, and this is in verse 9, she doesn't even believe in her own God. She doesn't say Baal's going to reach out and do this to you, or the prophets, they're gone. No, she says, I will. The hubris of the woman, overweening pride. It's almost hard to believe that she would have such, but remember, she has already committed murder. She's done it by decree. She had a seal of the kings. Now, in those days, they had rings that stuck out either in or out. And you would take the papyrus and you would pour, did just that to Ahab and all that was his relatives and his men, fowls of the air for his men in the fields, the dogs in the streets. I don't know. Let's see. No, he's not here today. I'm looking for a certain person, anybody in here that would remember a 1950s rock and roll song called Get a Job. I